It kind of now, though the series gets stuck in a rut, of rather formulaic rut of basically character. Basically, buff clan attacks, characters retreat to another planet, try to repair their ship. Some of the one or two of the characters get sidetracked. Buff clan attacks again. They have to leave. Yeah, they have to quickly finish the repair. Quickly, wrap it up and then leave. And then defend against their attack, leave, go to another planet, and it proceeds like that for quite a while. But mind you, it's not boring during this time. Not very often, at least. Again, plenty. There's still plenty to keep interest, but it just doesn't really take off until about episode 23 or somewhere around there. But when it does, it's simply remarkable, actually, how well paced all the events are from there on out. All the character development that was introduced before is expertly paid off, and yeah, any one and pretty much any one of the many events, the many tragic and dark events that occur throughout the series are given the emotional are given the sufficient emotional resonance that they warrant, and in addition, the work also brings up a myriad of very difficult questions, and again, without going spoilers, but it eventually does become a very good example of why Tomino is regarded as a legend in the medium, and if you do have the patience to put up with it for put up with it, to be engrossed in the character development, even if you're not being necessarily engrossed in the events that are going on around it. For about 18 episodes, I would highly recommend this series because I will say, because I will give my full reassurance that it all pays off, and Be Invoked proves itself to be an excellent ending to the series that met every single one of my expectations for it. So yeah, the television series, I would say, I would say again, if you could tolerate the slower pace of the beginning, it definitely becomes worth it by the end. It plays to all of Tomino's strengths. A contact is not something I mentioned in the review yet. It's a compilation film basically that summarizes about the first 2/3, some of the important events of the first 2/3 of the series. Suffice it to say, it isn't nearly as successful in doing so as Tomino's previous compilation films, the Mobile Suit Gundam trilogy. Just because it doesn't give the source material nearly as much time, for one thing, and for another thing, while it is still rather coherent in its own right, and the editing is at times actually rather brilliant in how it reconfigures some of the events reconfigures and compresses events. It just isn't really necessary at all for going in to Be Invoked, and neither is it, like the Mobile Suit Gundam films were, nearly an adequate substitute for the show itself. Unless you really want to see everything with Ideon, with the name Ideon in it, it can very easily be skipped because there's not really anything essential that affects your comprehension of Be Invoked. And the television series is, just a far superior tool. It's just far superior in appreciating the film itself. And Be Invoked, well, long story short, I highly recommend it. but it's certainly is best appreciated if you've already watched the television series. So, that's that, and my next video, part 6, will be analyzing Space Runaway Ideon in greater depth, and I have a lot to say about it, actually, so stay tuned for that, if you may.